Kusama. So I'm going to start with Kusama, who was born in 1929 in Japan, and she started experiencing neurological hallucinations at a very young age. So hallucinations such as flowers were speaking to her. She would see patterns of dots. She would see nets spreading across the surfaces of everything. She would look at her hands and she would see hallucinations of dots and nets there. We know this because there's a lot of interviews with her autobiography where she has talked about this. She has continued, that's something she's had her whole life, these hallucinations. So she began painting the hallucinations even when she was young. She painted what she saw. And she's very famous for the dots. If you know her work at all, you know the dots. The dots and the nets that appear on every surface, particularly in her infinity net canvases, are also fill infinity mirror rooms. So these are rooms where we get a little more of the perceptual experience of what she experiences in the hallucinations. I think what I'm trying to say here is that she experiences the hallucination. The hallucination is the symptom. And she actually creates, that's the starting point of what she creates. So it's not that she is creating the hallucination as content, although she is. It's almost like she's taking the hallucination and she's making these dots and she's putting it into, or fabric or whatever material she's using. She's described this as basically making it present, making it visible in order to neutralize the power of it. So she has this hallucination, and she's described the making as a way to surround the hallucination with itself until the fear of the hallucination reduces. Since 1977, she has lived by her own choice in a psychiatric facility. Every day she walks from her facility to her art studio, and she works back. And it's a very interesting setup and process, and she is still creating art today. She's in her 90s, and her work was recently here at SF MoMA. It's traveled around the world plenty. So in some ways, it's content. Her hallucinations have created the content, but they've also been part of the process in terms of the starting point, the repetition. It's kind of like an OCD compulsion of these dots, related to anxiety. She's known for having anxiety. It's the symptom is the compulsion, and the compulsion starts the process of how she does these. Martín Ramirez, born in 1895 in Mexico, immigrated to the United States in 1925 and was working in the railroad and mining industries and sending money home to his family. Around 1930, he stopped speaking. He became increasingly withdrawn and began wandering around.